Hi friends, this is Brad Cattleman. I'm the new chaplain here at the SDDC, and I am pumped that you tuned in today. I've got something I've been working on now for a bit, and I am excited that I can finally share it with you. This is the Trust Podcast. We're going to release it every other week or so, and we hope it gives you a pause, a moment, and a chance to reflect on your life. Now, just a quick note, this is a religious podcast, and if that isn't your thing, that's okay, but you're still invited to join us. So let's get this thing going. You're listening to The Trust, the podcast of the SDDC Unit Ministry Team. I'm your host, Brad Cattleman, and we are glad you have tuned in today. Hey friends, I want you to stop for a second, and I want you to consider some of the greatest trials you've had in your life. Go ahead, think it through. I'll wait. In fact, let me turn on some music real quickly to really put you in the mood to introspect. Could you think of any? Of course you could. We have all gone through significant trials in our lives. That is just a part of living, isn't it? Whether it's the loss of a loved one, a failure in something significant, having a hard time in school, dealing with difficult family members, a marriage falling apart, or a myriad of other things, we've all gone through trials. In fact, I bet some of you are currently in the midst of a trial. And how difficult does it feel? It is hard, isn't it? I want to share with you a scripture today that has helped me through many trials. It has helped many people through trials. And it's in James's letter, chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. Let's listen to it together.
My brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of any kind, consider it nothing but joy, because you know that testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking in nothing.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back through that. Something really caught my attention in verse 1.
My brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of any kind, consider it nothing but joy.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I first hear that verse, I'm thinking, James, you are crazy. Consider it joy? No way. Trials stink. They are terrible. Let's be honest. No one wants to go through a trial. But really, that is just me only looking at that first verse. And that's no good. That's proof texting. Let's look at it in the entirety again. We have to consider the rest of the scripture.
Because you know that testing of your faith produces endurance, and let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking in nothing.
Okay, that makes more sense now. When we consider the rest of the scripture, we have to put our trial into the bigger context of what's going on. Trials or testing of our faith produces endurance. Endurance creates maturity. Maturity helps us complete our faith, and that's the goal. And that helps us reframe our trials. Think about the endurance athlete. It's not exactly analogous to the trials of our lives, but it's pretty close. The athlete, the runner, they train and they suffer, and it produces endurance. Their bodies turn their suffering into endurance, and their endurance grows, and they become better athletes. Our trials make our faith more complete. Our trials teach us to rely even more upon God. They produce in us endurance, which creates maturity, which leaves our faith more full. Now that is something I can get behind. So my friends, what is going on in your lives? Are you facing a trial? Well, hear these words from James, and may they strengthen you, may they embolden you, and may you experience the grace of God, even in the midst of your trial. A few folks I want to thank this week. The awesome public affairs team here at the SDDC for helping me get this set up. Without their help, none of this would be happening. Fred Rice, Rob Wieland, and our very own voice of the Bible, John Arell. You guys are great. I want to thank the JAG team for keeping me legal. Thank you, Captain Sloka. This has been episode 1 of The Trust. We are trusted professionals delivering readiness, but don't forget to trust in the Lord with all your heart. This is Chaplain Brad Cattleman of the SDDC. God bless you all.